Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In War of the Visions JP, you probably already know, but I ended up pulling for and getting Mont, goddammit. So here we can look at the final pull. This was the only one I recorded, the pity pull, and this is actually the first pity pull I've ever done, because generally I'm not a fan of it. Yes, I did pull Megamon on it, but I still feel that way. 10%, that's what it says up there at the top, is not really anything to aim for or rely on. It's just a little bonus. But I wanted to try it out, and I was still under my 100 pulls limit for a new unit, so I pulled, and I was very lucky in getting him. And they did hand out the 10,000 free, just like in Global, so yeah, that kind of made it tempting to pull for him as well. Okay, but we got the unit coming in, Rainbow, and 2 Rainbow Vision cards. That's a nice bonus. There's Screaming Muraga. And the Mont card, I think I do want to max that. I'm going to pass on spending anything for his shards, so I might go for the card instead. And yes, 10%. At least I think it's the 10% slot. And there he is. Very cool. And there's a screenshot. And I'm glad that even though he is king, spoiler alert, he is king now, he still has like kind of the same motions as before, like he's still waving and smiling and stuff. He's not too overly serious, so that's nice. This is kind of confusing though, because it says bonus you are above the Screaming Muraga card. So I don't know if that first slot or the last slot is the 10%. So I don't know if I pulled Mont on the 10% or the 0.8%. But either way, I got him, so that's cool. I did watch some live streams of people pulling, and they got the meter twice, and they got vision cards both times, and that was so heartbreaking. But yeah, between just the single pity pull in War of the Visions, and then the first pull in Monster Strike, my luck has been very, very good for New Year's, so I've saved a bit of money there. Next, I thought I would show how many shards the game is making available, because I think people are interested in that, especially with EX jobs here in JP. For Christmas, Final Fantasy X, and Nier, they were pretty darn generous, but then those were limited time events. I didn't keep detailed notes, but I felt like taking 9S to 115 felt about as hard as taking like Agrius to 89, minus pulling in the Hatcher, of course. With Megamon, I feel like they're a little bit less generous, but that's probably because he is a premium unit, but then always available in the standard pool. And I refuse to spend the inflated price for his shards, just like with Super Stern. So I'm looking for all the ways to get him cheaper. But we can go from the left. First we have the Mog Shop. And let's see, there are the regular shards that we can turn in here for pulling the Hatcher. So yeah, that's that. And then in the soul medals, the rainbow orbs, they had 50 of his soul orbs, so I picked that up. That's not going to be useful until I get him to 99, but that will happen someday, so I'll pick these up now. And I don't know if these are permanent additions, or if they're refreshed every month, or if it's a one-time thing, so I'll just go ahead and get them now. Okay, and then in the Hatchers, there is the 9 step up. You don't have a 1 in 4 chance of getting Mont. It's more like 1 in 8, because Giza and Mediana, they're, cost 80, so they have regular pull rates, so yeah, I'm going to skip that. If I needed the materials for raising up to EX jobs, then I would pull it, but no. And then there is the Gill Hatcher, which is no longer available because I pulled today, but yeah, that can guarantee you 10 if you do the 3 steps. Very expensive, but I was okay with pulling it up until getting Mont to Limit Break 3. And then there are the Chocobo Expeditions, and then whenever I do that, I always set them to elements where I have characters that are cost 100. So that I have maybe a small chance of getting them. So at the moment I have Fire and the Nier one, and then Dark. So maybe I can get Super Stern, maybe I can get Megamon. Okay, and then there is the shop. More opportunities to get Mont here. I am skipping all the regular Mont shards, where it's like 100 lapis per shard. Skipping all that. I guess one thing I could do is do the Whimsy shop and then hope for discounted Mont shards, but I'm not really farming too much this week. And then here there is a daily thing where you can get 5 shards for 120 lapis. That's a good deal. Much better than the usual 500. And then here, this is a one-time bundle. For 2,000 you can get 40 Mont shards. That's basically half off. I wish they sold like 3 or more of these. I would get them all, but for now, just the one. And then there are the guild and hard quests. Guild, I can get 1 shard per day, so that's something. But hard quests, I might push, to do the refreshes. There we are. If I refreshed twice, that would be 150 vision ore, 3 shards in all, so that would still be better. And then finally, we have the bingo board, which is kind of becoming a new standard. But you can get 70 shards here. Let's pick this up. And I also like this for all of the rainbow orbs that you can get. Okay, and then finally is the login bonus, and then we can get about 55 shards here. Okay, so probably by the end of the event, this kind of initial release event, I'll have Megamon somewhere between Limit Break 3 and 4, which is cool, but still, between Limit Break 4 and 5 is 200 more shards. And then between 99 and level 115 is 150 more shards with those soul orbs that I picked up earlier. And then finally between 115 and 120 is another 200 shards. So depending on the goal, the majority of the work is still going to be there. With EX jobs, there are many more opportunities for shards, but the actual cost probably shakes out to be the same or more than the pre-EX job meta. And the farming, my god, I don't know how free-to-play users are going to handle it. It'll be interesting to see how it looks once it comes to global. Free-to-play users are very vocal in global, as we all know. But finally, I thought I would look at Megamon, just kind of a preview. I'm not going to do the whole review of him here. But even at level 79, HP is good. And then we can look at status. He has some pretty crazy resistances. 25 slash, 10 pierce, minus 10 strike, 15 projectile, and then 0 magic. So you can get him very close to 100 slash resist, or nearly 90% projectile resistance if you had a death machine. But neither of those should be necessary because his HP will be so high, and he has some good defense as well. One negative of Megamon compared to regular Mont is that regular Mont can equip anything as far as armor, light or heavy. Megamon can only do the heavy. And then let's look at his main job skills, Arc Lord. And all of these skills make me go, what? Alright, but here is a TP skill. This will raise his hate and then agility as well. And then you can stack that 3 times, so that's crazy. Next, here is a kind of a short range attack. This will break barriers, which is very important skill recently. Let's see, here is an AoE TP skill. This will raise all element resist on people in here. This is insane. Element resist is still hard to come by in this game, so this skill is pretty special here. And then here, this is another ranged attack. Has a chance of don't act, so that's one of the best status effects in the game. So I might want to raise his faith. Yeah, I'm not going to be using him against magic users anyway, so maybe I do want to take his faith higher. And then here, this is one of his marquee skills, but very large area of effect. Does medium damage, and then for 3 turns breaks slash resistance. A lot of people are comparing this to Koltetsu from Gilgamesh, but the order of events is reversed. With Koltetsu, he will break slash resistance and then do damage. For Mont, it's the other way around, so you won't get the benefit during that turn. But it will set up your teammates, so if you use other slash characters, that would be good for them. He might be good for farming. I don't know how good his agility gets when he's leveled up, but yeah, nice AoE attack. From what I've heard, Mont, his attacks, they don't do great damage. So he can't lead a team, for example, but yeah. Okay, and then sub-job abilities. Let's see, here's another TP skill. Short range, but AoE, and then cast regen on people. That's kind of unusual to be able to, cast regen out at range. And then last is a twin break, medium range attack, medium damage, and then attack and magic down. That's a pretty nice skill as well. So yeah, all of his skills for Arc Lord are very nice. I don't know how I would go about turning them on or off. But yeah, as you can see, he has the ninja subjob, so I have Shukuchi equipped, raise his move and jump by 1. And that's a pretty big deal for a tank. And then later with EX jobs, one of these skills will get upgraded so that he has innate hate, just like Mariaru, so he wouldn't need to use the Vow of Love vision card as much. But yeah, he looks really, really good. He should be an amazing physical tank. And actually, I kind of needed him more than many other people because I don't have Warrior of Light. While I do have Engelbert and he has like top class HP and defense, he's just kind of hard to use. One thing I forgot to mention is that pretty much all of the attacks of Megamon are slash, so that can make it a bit easier to defend against him. But from Ninja, he does have a Katon, that typeless attack, so maybe that could be a wild card. But yeah, that's Megamon. I look forward to the unique torture of slowly working on a cost 100 unit over the next few months. To be honest, I want all of the cost 100 units, and the reason I want them is to show them off to global players. I say that being a YouTuber does not influence my playstyle, and it largely doesn't, but I want to get the cost 100 units so I can experience what it's like to level them, get used to using them, and then tell the global community what I think. Because I think the cost 100 units are the ones people have the most curiosity about, maybe more than collaboration units even. And what's great about playing JP for global users is that I have 4 months to work on these units, so the pressure and cost is much lower than with someone trying to max the unit now in JP. I can't imagine. And then a lot of people feel pressure to pull the hot new unit in order to keep up with the meta. This is what happened with Yuna and JP, with Dwayne and Global, and now again with Megamon. But people shouldn't feel this way because that's not really how the meta works in this game. What I mean is Yuna is not the counter to Yuna, Dwayne is not the counter to Dwayne, and Mont is not the counter to Mont. Some people feel discouraged when a new top tier unit comes out, but I feel energized because I consider these units the new boss of the PvP scene, and the fun comes from using your current account to find a way to counter them. In Global, I use my Drain Force Kiton to counter Orlandu. In JP, I use Sasayaki to counter Super Stern, and then I use Super Stern and a variety of magic tanks to counter Yuna. And those experiences were some of the most fulfilling I've had with the game. The way the game is supposed to work, if it's running well, is that the latest unit or boss or meta should be barely beatable with the current stuff we already have. And then stuff released later down the line will be the hard counters. Kirufe was tough to deal with, but then later we got Howlet. Auguris was tough to deal with, but then we got Luasa. And to be honest, I haven't really thought about how to counter Megamon, but then he's weakest to water strike attacks, so maybe we can anticipate a unit that does that sometime soon. Maybe Tifa from Final Fantasy VII? Alright, but that'll do it for this video. That is a preview of Megamon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.